Why didn't Randy Orton appear on WWE Raw? The best and worst of WWE Raw, John Cena's WWE comeback plans never included major match. Jake Paul opens up about Logan Paul taking the United States Championship. Into the shower, WWE believes MJF has already re-signed with AEW. WB Hall of Famer believes Ronda Rousey is overrated. Damian Priest and Finn Balor to be stripped of their titles following WWE Raw. Triple H secretly prevents Drew McIntyre from joining AEW in 2024. Jey Uso's unfinished business with Randy Orton. Let's jump right into it. The best and worst of WWE Raw. The final WWE Raw before Survivor Series featured some big moments, including the confirmation of Randy Orton's long-awaited return. However, it wasn't the only notable thing to happen tonight. The Red brand continues to progress its main stories seamlessly, with one of them coming to an end at Survivor Series. However, how was the final build overall? Let's look at the biggest positives and negatives from WWE Raw tonight. Number 3. Best. A good night for the women. As WWE Raw's top female champion continues to make decisions for Judgment Day, the division she leads continues to thrive. Multiple women's matches were highlighted here as Nia Jax and Becky Lynch earned big wins. The Samoan star might be Rhea Ripley's next challenger as she emphatically defeated Raquel Rodriguez. Meanwhile, the man pinned Xia Li before several SmackDown stars invaded WWE Raw. Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Shotzi, and Bianca Belair fought with damage control in a preview for the Women's War Games match at Survivor Series. It was simple and effective, but there should be consequences. Adam Pearce has his work cut out for him. Number 2. Worst. Chelsea and Piper's next opponents. We finally got new challengers for the Women's Tag Team Championship, as Natalya and Tegan Nox won a multi-woman bout to earn a shot. This continues Natty's tired feud with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, but at least the titles will be defended. All other teams in the match could have used a win, with Kaden Carter and Katana Chance being the top candidates. They are an established tag team and should be the next champions. The one positive is that the Women's Tag Team division finally has some attention. Number 2. Best. Gunther and The Miz cut intense promos on WWE Raw before Survivor Series. The Miz showcased his incredible promo skills on WWE Raw as he delivered another passionate speech ahead of Survivor Series. Gunther also cut a fine promo, establishing him as a high and mighty bully. The ring general even countered the USA chants at him perfectly. While the result at Survivor Series isn't in any doubt, The Miz gained much crowd support. His past of getting bullied in the locker room was brought up again, but the fact that he's still going strong is a testament to the A-listers' resilience. The battle between sports and entertainment is always interesting, with Gunther and The Miz being the perfect representatives for each side. Number 1. Worst. Not one way or another. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Chad Gable in a solid match on WWE Raw, but the outcome felt very non-committal. The Japanese star won with a cheap sitting roll-up, which doesn't do him too many favors. If Nakamura were to hold an open challenge for CM Punk at Survivor Series, he should have won more conclusively. On the other side, Chad Gable could have also used a victory. If there isn't a concrete plan for Shinsuke Nakamura, the Alpha Academy members should have won. Number 1. Best. Randy Orton is finally back. Of course, it had to be this. After 18 months on the shelf, Randy Orton's return has finally been announced. He didn't show up on WWE Raw, but that's fine. Survivor Series will be even more epic as a result. Following a fun match between Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso for the War Games advantage, all hell broke loose. The Judgment Day attacked main event Jey after he got pinned before the baby faces ran out for the save. With the fans chanting for Orton, Cody Rhodes gave many references to him before confirming the Viper as the final member of his War Games team. A great pop to end WWE Raw makes Survivor Series can't miss. John Cena's WWE comeback plans never included major match. John Cena's recent WWE comeback run included several first-time matchups. He was rumored for a big role at Survivor Series, but a new report has dismissed that idea. Cena returned to WWE in September as the SAG-AFTRA strikes put a hold on his Hollywood projects. He last wrestled at Crown Jewel on November 4th in a loss to Solo Sikoa. The 46-year-old superstar announced days later, and 2 days after the end of the strikes, that he underwent successful arm surgery and had another arm operation planned. It was rumored this week that Cena was discussed for a role in the men's War Games match at Survivor Series. However, a new report from Ringside News dismisses this rumor, noting that Cena's recent run never included a Survivor Series appearance. This latest report noted that Cena agreed to come back and then finish up specifically at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. A source, who is said to be a tenured member of WWE Creative, claimed the original report on Cena being discussed for Survivor Series was fabricated. Cena's sports entertainment future is up in the air at this point. It remains to be seen when the future Hall of Famer will be back on Raw or SmackDown, but he will be back at some point. Tonight's Raw from the Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan will feature the Red Brand's Go Home hype for Saturday's Survivor Series PLE. The advantage for men's War Games was determined tonight as one superstar from each team does battle in a singles match. The current lineup for men's War Games is the Judgment Day's Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough versus Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn. What did you think of John Cena's recent comeback? Do you think he should have been a part of War Games? Jake Paul opens up about Logan Paul taking the United States Championship into the shower. Jake Paul, the brother of WWE superstar Logan Paul, recently shared his views on the latter taking a shower while wearing his United States Championship belt. Logan Paul defeated Rey Mysterio at Crown Jewel to win the United States Championship. The YouTube sensation impressed everyone with his wrestling ability and won his first title in WWE. Following the win, the 28-year-old shared some NSFW images on his Instagram account. In one of those pictures, the Maverick was taking a shower while wearing the U.S. title belt. Speaking with Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated, Jake Paul stated that he is proud of Logan Paul's recent accomplishments and appreciated his brother's meteoric rise in WWE. The Problem Child also talked about Logan taking the United States Championship to his shower. It's crazy how fast he's excelled and ascended to be United States Champion. No one could have expected Logan to be this perfect for WWE. I don't think anyone there expected him to be wearing the belt around naked either, but I guess that's what you get when you sign up with the Paul brothers. What Logan's doing, it's amazing to see how good he is at the sport. I'm so proud of him. This is just the start of what he's going to accomplish in WWE, Jake Paul said. Logan Paul was visibly delighted following his first title win in WWE. During a backstage interview after his match, the Maverick hit back at the fans who kept questioning his ability. The YouTube sensation claimed to have earned the United States Championship and urged fans to keep an eye on him and watch what he can do, further stating that the title win is just the beginning of his legacy. Been seeing a lot of y'all saying that I'm spoon-fed, that this title was given to me, that I haven't earned it. Let's get one thing straight. I'm from Cleveland. Everything is earned. Nothing is given. I work harder than your simple minds can even comprehend. I do more in 12 hours than you do in 12 months. My blueprint cannot be duplicated. My pace is unmatched. I'm not playing the same games as y'all, son. I've beaten the Matrix. I am the architect. Mark my words. The WWE Universe is my universe, and this belt is just the beginning of that. Watch what I can do, he said. What are your thoughts on Logan Paul's WWE run so far? WBV believes MJF has already re-signed with AEW. A new report suggests that WWE believes a top star has already re-signed with All Elite Wrestling and will not become a free agent next year. Earlier today, it was reported by House of Wrestling that there is a belief within the company that AEW World Champion MJF has already signed a contract extension, and the bidding war of 2024 is nothing more than an AEW storyline. House of Wrestling's report also added that there have not been substantial negotiations between the two sides, and their source believes Maxwell Jacob Friedman is under contract with AEW until 2027. Ringside News has provided an update after reaching out to a tenured member of WWE's creative team. The source informed Ringside News that the report is accurate, and the promotion is operating under the impression that the AEW World Champion has already agreed to an extension. Legendary wrestling journalist Bill Apter believes MJF would excel as a superstar if he ever decided to depart All Elite Wrestling. Speaking on Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine podcast, Bill Apter discussed Maxwell Jacob Friedman signing with the promotion with Mac Davis and Teddy Long. Apter noted that the AEW champion may have to change some of the language he uses if he's signed with a promotion. We talked on our last Time Machine about that. If he goes to WWE, will he be the same? Other than the bad language that he won't be able to use, I think, yeah, Apter stated. Keep this in mind now. Nobody knew what a big star Jade Cargill might be in WWE. That's a lot of pressure on her, but fans knew who she was, so WWE gets that slap in the face that people do watch AEW. The fans are going to know who MJF is just as well as they knew who Jade Cargill is. But other than the language barrier, I think he'll do great. Friedman overcame a brutal attack from the Guns at Full Gear to retain the AEW World Championship against Jay White in the main event this past Saturday night. It will be interesting to see what the future holds for MJF and if his rumored contract extension turns out to be a reality. Do you think MJF will ever leave AEW? WBE Hall of Famer believes Ronda Rousey is overrated. A WBE Hall of Famer didn't mince any words when she described Ronda Rousey's professional wrestling career. Rousey officially became a WWE superstar in 2017 before making her debut less than a year later at the 2018 Royal Rumble. She had her first match at WrestleMania 34, teaming up with Kurt Angle to defeat Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Rousey's WWE tenure was less than 3 years in total, but she was a two-time SmackDown Women's Champion, one-time Raw Women's Champion, one-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, and one-time Royal Rumble winner. Despite her accomplishments, WWE Hall of Famer and former Raw General Manager Eric Bischoff thinks that Rousey's career is overrated. Bischoff explained on his 83 Weeks podcast that he doesn't get the appeal Ronda has, at least in terms of wrestling. I think in terms of the professional wrestling industry, she's overrated, Bischoff said. An obviously very accomplished mixed martial artist, very accomplished at judo, phenomenal athlete, but she never clicked for me in WWE, despite a push from the gods. Ronda Rousey's tenure with WWE ended at SummerSlam 2023 when she lost to Shayna Baszler in an MMA rules match. Rousey seemingly retired from wrestling on October 11 before returning to the ring 15 days later on the independent circuit. As mentioned, Ronda Rousey came out of retirement late last month. She teamed up with Marina Shafir to take on Taya Valkyrie and Brian Kendrick at a Lucha Vavoom event on October 26. Rousey teamed up with Shafir again about a month later at Pro Wrestling Revolver's event called Unreal. They faced off against Athena and Billy Starks, with the match ending in a no contest. She then appeared on ROH's tapings a day later for a rematch against Athena and Starks. Tony Khan clarified at the AEW Full Gear press conference that Rousey has not signed a contract, but they did discuss a potential partnership moving forward. How would you describe Ronda Rousey's time with WWE? Damian Priest and Finn Balor to be stripped of their titles following WWE Raw. Damian Priest and Finn Balor are the current undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions on Raw. The Judgment Day members won the tag titles from Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso on the October 16, 2023 episode of The Red Brand. With that being said, the pair might not be the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions for long in the wake of a meeting between Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. The SmackDown general manager met his Raw counterpart during the show, and the two went into Pearce's office. It is possible that the two officials could have discussed splitting the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. If that happens, then Damian Priest and Finn Balor will have no choice but to revert to being the Raw Tag Team Champion. Ideally, Aldis would hold a tournament to determine the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions after getting the titles back to the blue brand. This would be similar to how Daniel Bryan, now known as Bryan Danielson, and Shane McMahon held a tournament to determine the first ever SmackDown Tag Team Champions following the 2016 brand split. Aldis and Pearce could also rename the tag titles on their respective brands. The tag team titles on Raw could be called the World Tag Team Championship, whereas SmackDown could have the WWE Tag Team Championship. Damian Priest and Finn Balor will defend the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship against the Street Profits this Friday on SmackDown. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins survived a triple threat tag team match to earn a shot at the Tag Team Champions. For those unaware, the pair defeated Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince and Kit Wilson, and the Brawling Brutes, Butch and Ridge Holland, following a miscommunication between Holland and Butch in the match. It remains to be seen if Priest and Balor will retain their undisputed WWE Tag Team titles on the final SmackDown before Survivor Series War Games 2023. Do you think the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship will be split on the two brands? Triple H secretly prevents Drew McIntyre from joining AEW in 2024. Now, the WWE Universe is convinced Triple H has secretly secured a top Raw superstar from jumping ship to AEW next year. That name in question is Drew McIntyre. The Scottish Warrior's future with the Stanford-based promotion has been the talk of the wrestling world for months now. The 38-year-old superstar is said to have entered the final year of his contract, and interestingly, the two sides are yet to put pen to paper on a new contract. The former WWE champion was even linked with a move to All Elite Wrestling during their visit to London for All In this year. Recent reports have suggested that McIntyre's current deal is set to expire sometime in 2024. Despite his gloomy future, Drew McIntyre has been heavily featured on Raw and has undergone a drastic character, which saw him finally embrace a full-blown heel turn. The company has now featured the Scottish Warrior on the new promotional poster for Bash in Berlin, which takes place 4 months after his contract supposedly expires. His inclusion on Germany's first premium live event poster is by no means a confirmation that he has secretly re-signed with the Stanford-based company, but these subtle hints may have laid ongoing rumors of his potential WWE departure in 2024 to rest, at least in the eyes of fans. Earlier this year, Triple H addressed rumors of Drew McIntyre being unhappy with his contract status during the press conference following Money in the Bank. Triple H immediately debunked the speculation and made it clear that he wanted the Scottish Warrior to stick around for the rest of his career. If Drew had an issue, it is news to me. He just was out with an injury and getting some stuff fixed. While he was out, he had something else he wanted to get fixed, so we did it, and here he is. He's an amazing performer. He is one of the highlight superstars in this time frame, in this era. Thrilled to have him back, and hopefully he's here for the rest of his career. That is how I feel about it, said Triple H. After turning heel on Monday Night Raw last week, McIntyre is expected to partner up with the Judgment Day members against Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn in a War Games match this Saturday. Will Team Rhodes find a new member to even the odds? Only time will tell. Do you think Drew McIntyre should re-sign with WWE? Jey Uso's unfinished business with Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes announced Randy Orton's return during the final moments of Raw, but what happened when the cameras stopped rolling? At Survivor Series War Games 2023, the Viper will return to WWE. He will join Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn, and the babyface faces will take on Judgment Day in a War Games match. Cody Rhodes announced Randy Orton's return on tonight's episode of Raw to a massive pop from the crowd. After the show went off the air and the baby faces stood in the ring, Cody cut a quick promo requesting Jey Uso to yell his signature catchphrase. Cody then thanked the fans for watching the show before the baby faces left the ring. Cody Rhodes and Orton have quite a bit of history together. Orton, Cody, and Ted DiBiase Jr. formed the Legacy back in the day. The heel faction battled WWE's biggest baby faces, including DX and John Cena. Cody has become a main event level star, and Orton couldn't have been more proud of him. It remains to be seen if the baby faces manage to put the Judgment Day down at Survivor Series, War Games, now that Orton is returning. Are you excited for Randy Orton's big return? Why didn't Randy Orton appear on WWE Raw? Randy Orton didn't appear on WWE Raw despite being announced as the 5th member of Team Cody Rhodes against the Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre at Survivor Series, War Games 2023. Here's why the Viper possibly didn't show up on the red brand tonight. Orton, without a doubt, is one of the most popular stars on the WWE roster today. Fans have been looking forward to his return for the past 18 months. By saving his comeback for the actual event, WWE is probably building up the anticipation. There's no denying that the 14-time world champion will get a thunderous ovation after he finally makes his in-ring return this Saturday at Survivor Series, War Games 2023. Orton will join Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso against Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, and Drew McIntyre. Speaking of Jey Uso, the former Bloodline members seem to have been caught off guard when Cody Rhodes announced Randy Orton as the 5th member for his team in the men's War Games match. Jey was involved in the ruthless beatdown that cost Orton 18 months of his WWE career. It remains to be seen if the two will bury the hatchet or if the Viper will strike out of nowhere with an RKO to main event Jey Uso. Randy Orton's last televised match on WWE Raw before his back injuries caught up to him took place on May 9, 2022. The Viper tagged with Matt Riddle to retain the Raw Tag Team Championship against the Street Profits, Montez Ford, and Angelo Dawkins. His final televised match took place on the May 20, 2022 episode of Friday Night SmackDown, where he and Matt Riddle dropped their Raw Tag Team Championship to then SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. It remains to be seen how Randy Orton will fare this Saturday at Survivor Series, War Games.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for